DEA, Federal Narcotics Agent, and you're under arrest. My name is Luis Diaz, also known as Louie or Lou. I'm a former Drug Enforcement Administration agent. I grew up in what was referred to as the Red Hook section of Brooklyn. For me, it was probably the most beautiful place in the world, not knowing anything better, you know. The neighborhood was filled with an array of colorful guys, mostly gangsters. And fundamentally, I was a good kid. I was a very good kid. I was very compassionate. But by the same token, it was a tough neighborhood. All of Brooklyn was tough. So you had to choose whether you were going to be the meat eater or the meat. And I chose to be the meat eater. And also my father was pretty strong-handed with me, very excessively so. I got hit like a man as a child from my father. But I loved my dad. I adored him. He was my king. My father's, if you will, heavy-handedness with me, it prepared me for the life that I would have in the future. We had just gone to Sam's Pizzeria, and Sam's was a hangout for the mobsters, you know, for the wise guys, you know. And they were all rough guys. Just look at them, and they were all rough guys with broken noses, you know, and they all talk that way, you know, how you doing, kid, you know. But they loved me because I was a tough kid, you know, but I was a good kid, so they liked me, you know. But anyway, on the way back from the restaurant, I happened to see this guy who was a tough guy in the neighborhood. This guy was picking on this girl. He was pushing her around. And that went against my code of chivalry. I walked up to the guy and said, hey, why don't you lay off her, you know? And we started fighting. And anyway, we got up to the other corner. Like I said, we fought our way from one corner to the other. And he backed me up against the car. But I spun him, and I got him in a headlock. And I wasn't going to let go. I mean, I really literally wanted to kill him, you know? Because I wanted the fight to stop. And I just had him in this lock, you know, this death lock, you know. And as I had him in this lock, the guy bit me. And I just went crazy, and I picked him up and threw him through the plate glass window of the dry cleaning store. Nowadays they say, well, he talks the walk, you know. Well, I walk the walk. So all of this, growing up in the neighborhood, the fights, contributed to the person that I became. I was an agent for approximately 28 years, 20 years of which was undercover. Actually hanging out with these guys and just going up there myself. I said, hey, listen, I heard that, you know, I could score over here, you know, and the guy would say, well, I'll come back later, you know, maybe we'll have something for you. And I started that way. I always started like from the ground level up, and I'd work myself up, you know. You know, you open up the suitcase, briefcase, or duffel bag, and you show all his money. You know, at times it was like maybe 50, 30, $40,000 or more. I mean, they robbed and killed people for $5,000, you know. My need to succeed, my need to perform, my need to excel, came from the fact that because my father was so heavy-handed with me, was brutal with me, I never felt that he appreciated what I did in my life. And there came a point where all of this led, when the time was running out on me, well, the time was running out on me in terms of the age, my age as far as being an agent and working undercover. There's a point in life where you have to recognize that it's time to step out of certain things. Acting became a very natural sequence to my life, to my career. But actually, I wasn't an actor, nor will I ever be an actor in the terms of Anthony Hopkins or Al Pacino. I'm pretty much myself. I pretty much bring myself to the scene, to the character. In those days, it really wasn't a very demonstrative expression of love in those days, you know? And I had to kiss my father, show him respect, as if he were the godfather, you know. I never knew where I really sat with him, you know. I never got many attaboys from him. If anything, I got, what are you doing? You don't know what you're doing. He put me down a lot as a kid, you know. So fundamentally, I guess as a result of that, I was always seeking approbation. I needed a stage to perform. I needed the applause. I realized that my whole career was based on subconsciously pleasing my father. I needed the applause because I was seeking his approbation.